What's up, guys? It is Matt and Mo here for the Rams and the Eagles, kicking things off here on Sunday. Eagles sitting 6 in the market right now. 6.5, but it's a soft 6.5. So imagine this thing will tick back and forth between 6.5 in favor of the Eagles. A total of 43.5 in this one, pretty much prevailing. Mo, look, we see a masterclass last week by Sean McVay in this Rams offense. The defense out of nowhere was getting pressure on the quarterback. They had not done it all year long, and then out of nowhere just shot out of a cannon. Really great game plan by them heading into that game last week. I could not have been more wrong in that game. But here's the Eagles coming off of a bye of their own. We're heading up here. We should mention that this is also a weather game. It looks like there's going to be snow on the field in Philadelphia. It looks like we're going to get kind of the sustained 10-mile-an-hour winds with the gusts that could be in that 15 to 20. If it is snowing, we don't really worry about snow all that much, but if the snow's blowing sideways and stuff, then it's kind of a different story with all that. But at the very least, extremely cold. In this one, we do have a West Coast dome team heading over to Philly for this. What do you say? What do you see here in Rams and Eagles?
Yeah, reasons to be skeptical of both offenses, I think.
Yeah.
Like you said, Matt Stafford outdoors in the cold makes me nervous. But at the same time, I look at this game and I just honestly think this entire game comes down to what Jalen Hurts gives the Eagles. I mean, if he's anything like he looked last week, like basically if that was just a 1 week post-concussion haze and he's snapped out of that, then yeah, the Eagles are probably going to be fine because last time these two teams played, the Rams couldn't stop the run. Saquon Barkley went for 255 yards. Well, it's a lot easier to stop the run if you don't respect the other team's passing game. And if Jalen Hurts plays like he did last week, they don't have to respect anything this Eagles passing attack is bringing to the table. So at that point, I think they can just load the box and dare Jalen Hurts to do something. And last week, it didn't look like he could do it. So if that's the case again, I like Rams money line quite a bit. I'm happy with my 30-1 future to win the NFC. Because this is a good matchup for LA's offense, I think. I mean, that's not why they lost this game last time these teams played. They lost because they let Saquon go for 255.
Can't let that happen again.
Right.
Yes.
Banging analysis here. But, I like the Rams at 6.5 generally. I would bet that if I wasn't already invested in the money line, I think. Because, like I said, I think it's a good matchup for this offense. I mean, Philly has not a great pressure rate. I mean, we know that's a stylistic thing. This is the way Vic Fangio wants to play defense. Yeah. They don't want to blitz. They want to sit back in their zone. They want to keep everything in front of them. They want to play light boxes. That's another thing, too. The Rams, their rushing game plays into that weakness a bit because this isn't an explosive running attack, but it's a high success rate running attack. Like, Kyren Williams isn't going to get you for 50 yards, but he's going to get you for 5 yards pretty often. So that helps them in this game against these light boxes. And I already quoted the Matt Stafford under pressure grading last week. It's horrible, and he's elite if you don't pressure him. So this is just like either Philly has to change what they do or they're probably going to, like, I guess it's just either they have to change what they want to do, which isn't great because usually you want to be running the stuff you're best at, or they're going to get hit with a lot of passing by Matt Stafford because I think he can make the throws basically that Jordan Love was missing some layering throws over the first level of the defense last week. Matt Stafford's been doing this forever, man. We know he can do that, but we also know he can't move if you put any pressure on him. So we'll see how that goes for LA's offense. I like that side of the ball for them. I just don't know what's going to happen on the other end of the ball because I don't know if Jalen Hurts is brain scrambled mess or if he's going to be fine.
Yeah, I am. This game does fascinate me as to how it's mainly the fascination becomes from the defenses in this game. Like, what is Fangio going to do? So you watched that game last week, and it was basically just Stafford to Puka Nacua at will, right? Now, your corners are better. Like, your defense is better. Your coverage unit is better. Do you just say we're just going to play them straight up like we have all year? Or is it it's almost, Mo, weirdly, like, I don't know if Cooper Kupp's lost a step. I don't know if he's fallen out of favor with Matt Stafford. I don't know if these defenses, which I haven't, I don't have the keen eye enough to see if they're like weirdly trying to eliminate him instead of Puka Nacua, even though Nacua is obviously the number one option now at this point. But what they do, you can't just like have the 700 completions to Nacua, just easy pitch and catch completions over and over and over again. So how do they combat that? And then on the other side with the Rams defense, I don't typically love this stat of this whole like yards before contact thing unless it's a back like Saquon Barkley that if you don't touch him, then when he has open field, then it's just kind of like he's the dude that can really and truly just break one for 30 and 40 and 50 yards like nobody's business. And so they were like down 28th in the league in yards before contact was this Rams run defense against running backs. And so do they make a big time focus on just, okay, look, Saquon's not going to beat us. If Hurts can beat us through the air after looking like garbage last week, then so be it. So I'm really am fascinated just on the both defenses side of things as to how they approach going after these other team strengths.
Yeah, I mean, I think Cooper Kupp's lost a couple of steps, to be honest. But the Rams probably still have enough to threaten this Eagles defense. I'm curious to see if they want to play more heavy boxes. I mean, Kyron Williams, like I said, he's not making you lose any sleep, but he gets yards. And this is a good schematic rushing attack, so he's got that going for him. Overall, I think the Rams got a little bit overwhelmed in the trenches by this Eagles team last time, but again, they could be sending a lot more bodies to the box this time if they don't think Jalen Hurts is going to beat them. And I mean, it was crazy what happened last week. Like, I've never seen the Eagles play like that. I mean, anything that was like more than 3rd and 7, they were just like running the ball because they didn't even trust Jalen Hurts. I think that was a big, big concern. When the coaching staff doesn't trust Jalen Hurts, I feel like they know that he's not close to 100%. So either that's got to get shored up, or because that's not going to work against better teams, And do the Rams qualify? I mean, maybe they might be better than the Packers at this point. The Packers did not have a very good final few games, so obviously they lost a lot of bodies as well. So that contributed to it.
So I will say this, and I think that this is, again, I know you guys hate when we do this on the pod, but the whole, hey, watch the first couple of drives and then at live bet, like in-game bet, but every site now allows for the in-game props, and like Saquon's line is up at 111.5. And again, I know last time it was over this, he still blew past it, and I understand. But if they decide to make the effort to load the box and just say like, okay, Jalen Hurts, you're going to have to do what you have to do, and it is what it is. So there's a correlated like in-game play here, the under on Barkley and then the over on Hurts, if you think that they're going to have success doing that at all. Hurts' passing props only at 199.5 yards, like not even 200 yards in the game, And so it's if the Rams defense kind of shows you their hand that it's like, all right, we are selling out to stop the run. Hurts, you do whatever you can do through the air. If you see through the first drive that, maybe he looks a little bit better, maybe he just did need to shake off some rust or something like that, there could be like kind of a correlated under on Barkley, over on Hurts in the game. But that's kind of how, for me, that I'm dealing with it. I'm like you. I lean more towards taking the points with the Rams, but I think there is a world that exists that the Eagles just eagle them. Like that game last week. It's like they should have, in theory, the way they played, you should have lost them. It's like they didn't play good, and still they were just, the defense is so good and whatever, and Saquon's so good that they just kind of eagled their way to a victory. And that's the thing that keeps like sitting here on my shoulder, Mo. It's like you're going to take the points and they're going to win 17-10 or so, something stupid like that. It's going to be like this like terrible deal where you lose by a hook.
Well, that's what makes me wonder if under 44 is the play.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's kind of low given the way these offenses can be at times, but again, cold game outdoors, West Coast team, quarterback that has lost a lot of effectiveness outdoors in the last couple of years, I think. I thought he was pretty poor in a lot of the outdoor games this year. So that's a factor for me. And then And then just, like I said, skeptical again of Jalen Hurts after how he looked last week. It's a big leap from how Jalen Hurts looked last week to how a playoff winning quarterback that's going to be pushing you past your team total is going to have to look. So I kind of lean to the under 44, but again, it's not that high of a number given the quality of these offenses. So there's that.
Tough handicap, guys. And again, just, weird things happen between the time we record this and actual kickoff. Certainly this is, on Sunday. So keep an eye on that weather report. Maybe it's worse than expected. Maybe it's better than expected as well. I mean, weather is weather and it does change. So keep an eye on that. Everything we do, absolutely free. So if you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button down below. Do appreciate the support. Let us know in the comments how you are playing this game. And good luck on all your Rams and Eagles bets.